In the previous video, we created our first Python Lambda functions on the AWS Management Console. Now we will use the Serverless framework to create Python Lambda functions. In this video, we're going to take a look at creating a Python Lambda function with the Serverless framework, then we will invoke the function locally, and then we will deploy and remotely invoke the function. I have opened my Atom editor and I have opened the terminal window in my editor. Now I'm going to use the serverless command line interface to generate a Python Lambda function from a template. If you don't have the serverless framework installed on your computer, please head back to the install and setup video right at the beginning of this tutorial. You should be able to execute this command to print out the serverless version that you have installed. I'm currently using serverless framework version 1.61. You can create a new function, and I'm here inside the PyBlog app directory that you see here, using the following command: sls create. Then you need to specify the template, --template or short -t, then the runtime platform, and then the language. So I'm going to use AWS Python, and I'm going to give my function a name, PyBlog. So this generates some boilerplate code, which you can see on the left-hand side, a serverless YAML file and a handler.py file that implements my Lambda function handler. Let's take a look at the serverless YAML file first. So here's some boilerplate comment code, which I'm going to delete. And now here you can see the name of my service, which is PyBlog. And down here, the provider name, AWS, and Python version 2.7. What we also want to do is change the region. I want to deploy my function in the EU Central 1 region in Frankfurt. So let's change that. And down here you can also see the a reference to the Lambda function. The Lambda function has currently the name hello, and it references the function handler. Handler, this is the handler.py file, and in the py file the hello function, which is this function here. And if we invoke this Lambda function with an event, what it's going to do is it simply prepares here a body with a message property and an input property, and in the input property it just prints out the event that it has invoked with. And then it prepares a response. The body is dumped into a JSON, and then we return the response. We can locally invoke our Lambda function via SLS invoke local, and then -f with the function name. And right now the function name is hello. And as you can see, it has worked, so we can locally invoke our Lambda function. Let's deploy our Lambda function and invoke it remotely. Now the Lambda function has been deployed to the region in Frankfurt, EU Central 1, and let's invoke it remotely. We can simply use the command from before, but instead of invoke local, we say sls invoke -f hello. And this invokes our remote Lambda function. In the next video, we are going to build a serverless backend, which is similar to the backend that we built with Node.js in the Volume 1 videos. But this time we are going to build it with Python. See you in the next video.